back there, Mike?
You did? Okay.
How we've gone down.
Still waiting.
Most years we're down now, then we have a blip.
Tell her to change to the other camera and then back.
Change to the other camera and back. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, good morning. I want to call to order the Public Services Committee, Tuesday, October 16th at 11:01 a.m. And with that, we'll have a roll call, please.
Spiz is absent with notice. Jackson? Here. Berman? Teets?
Here.
McGilvray?
Here.
Dwyer?
Here. Thank you. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I'll now ask for a motion for the approval of the minutes from the October 2nd, 2018 meeting, moved by Commissioner McGilvray, supported by Commissioner Teets. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. And now I'll ask for a motion on an amendment to the agenda. The amendment is moving item 8 to number 1. With that, motion to move with the amended agenda. Moved by Commissioner Teets, supported by Commissioner McGilvray. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Same. Okay, thank you. Now open it up for public comments. Anybody from the public? No, guess not. Okay, we'll close public comments. Move to our regular agenda, and we'll move, first item is the Sheriff's Office Fiscal Year 2019 Automobile Theft Prevention Authority, ATPA, grant acceptance, and this is moved by Commissioner Teets, supported by Commissioner McGilvray. Please identify yourselves, ladies.
Good morning. I'm Gaya Peer, the Sheriff Fiscal Officer, and I have with me Lieutenant Wendy Reyes, who oversees the auto theft program.
Oh, good morning. So why don't you tell us, give us some information on this grant?
Okay, so this is the 33rd year of this grant. We operate the auto theft prevention grant in conjunction with several local communities. It's for $1.8 million this year, and we're continuing positions. It also pays for vehicles, phones, and supplies. And the good news this year is actually last year it was a 50-50 match. This year it's 60-40, so we got a little bit extra in grant funding.
Very good.
So we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Jackson?
Yes.
Teets?
Yes.
McGilvray?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes. Motion carries. Any other reports from the Sheriff's Department this morning? I see Under Sheriff McCabe is unavailable.
Yes, hopefully he'll be here next time. He's a very busy guy, but everything is running smoothly, so.
Okay.
we
I'll tell the
appreciate
Under
you
Sheriff
moving
we
us
missed
up
him
to
this morning.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 2 is the 52nd 1 District Court, Novi, fiscal year 2019 Michigan Drug Court Grant Program Acceptance, moved by Commissioner Jackson, supported by Commissioner McGilvray, and we good morning.
Good morning.
And
I'm
we have
Alexander Black, Court Administrator of 52nd District Court, and
Eric Knoll, Probation Supervisor, 51 District Court.
good morning.
good morning.
Want to fill us in on the grant?
Well, as you know, we've had this grant for quite some time now. It's increased, and we've increased our request over the years, but this year we decreased it just a little bit because last year we had asked for some money for transitional housing, which we were not able to utilize just because of the distance. The only available transitional housing was in Pontiac, but we're going to try it again this year. We've asked for $100,000. That's towards the full-time position, which we've had for a couple of years now. For drug testing, supporting some of the participants in their drug testing for the first 60 days of the program. We're going to use some of the money for our graduation incentives, and also for the conference for 2 of our teammates. So it's really nothing's changed. We've continued to have great success with the program, and we're asking to accept this grant for $100,000.
Very good. So it's the same amount as last year, $100,000.
It is the same amount, yes. They end up granting us $100,000.
Very good. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Jackson?
Yes.
Teets?
Yes.
McGilvray?
Yes.
Dwyer?
Yes. Motion carries. Anything else you'd like to report?
No, I'm very proud of our court, because I feel like, you know, we've been a leader in this area, and all the 52nd district courts, we've all been certified by the state, and we were amongst the first, we were the first court to be certified by the state, the 52nd first, but all of the 52nds right after us got certified, so that's a big accomplishment. We're pretty proud of that.
Have you seen a pretty good increase as far as the workload?
It's remained fairly steady. You know, things have sort of stalled out with people waiting to find out about the legalization of marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
So we've noticed that maybe some of the police departments are a little bit hesitant to even bother to write sometimes.
I
in
see.
that. So we're gonna wait and see what happens after this election.
Won't be long.
Yeah, it won't be long.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item is the 52nd 2 District Court, Clarkston, fiscal year 2019 Michigan Drug Court Grant Program Acceptance. Moved by Commissioner Teets, supported by Commissioner McGilvery.
And here I am again. Good
Yep.
morning. I'm Alexandra Black with 52-1 District Court, but I'm representing the court administrator for 52-2 is unavailable today. And to my left,
Carol Bond, probation supervisor.
Morning, Karen.
Good morning.
Carol actually wrote the grant for their court and has asked for $11,000. My understanding is they're asking for some assistance with drug testing for conference attendance.
Yes, and incentives to keep people motivated to comply with our program.
Very good.
And this is their second year getting a grant, which is awesome because they don't have necessarily the space in Clarkston that we do to be able to bring on a new person, which we're hoping will change at some point. And when they get some more space, maybe they can ask for some more personnel because they do have quite a workload there.
Right. Very good. And the grant is the same amount as last year, 11,000.
It's the same amount, yes.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Teets.
Yes.
McGilvray.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Dwyer.
Yes, motion carries. Item 4 is the 52nd 3 District Court, Rochester Hills, fiscal year 2019 Michigan Drug Court Grant Program Acceptance, moved by Commissioner McGilvery, supported by Commissioner Jackson. Morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And we have,
I'm Amy Luce, the Deputy Court Administrator, filling in for the Court Administrator who's unavailable.
And I'm Deanne Bukhari, the probation
oh,
supervisor.
good morning.
Good morning. We are asking that you accept our grant of $95,000. It's one more dollar than we received last year. Our program remains the same. It's a very strong program. The really only change that we made was a new PO was hired and came in at the PO level 1. The PO that was previously in the position was at the second year PO level, so that gave us a little more flexibility in the personnel budget. So that money is now being used for an increase in contractual services, which the program really saw a need for last year, such as inpatient treatment, counseling, and those types of things. Otherwise, everything else will remain the same.
Very good. So are you saying primarily the 95,000 is primarily for treatment, correct?
Actually, the bulk of that is personnel.
Personnel, I'm sorry.
Correct, yes.
Personnel. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
McGilvray.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Teets.
Yes.
Dwyer.
Yes, motion carries. Anything else to report?
No, our probation supervisor is actually retiring. in a
Oh, well,
few
congratulations.
Thank you.
weeks. So, much of the success of this program is due to her and her efforts. She's
Oh, that's
been
great.
extremely devoted to the program, and we're very grateful.
That's great. Are you moving on to another position, or?
My new job is gonna be grandma, any minute.
Oh, great. Oh,
I go
wow.
into labor
Okay.
like Thursday
Well, you
afternoon.
gotta be excited about that.
Right.
Good.
Then I'm ready.
Very good. Thank you.
Frida.
Thank you.
The next item is 52-4, District Court, Troy, fiscal year 2019 Michigan Drug Court Grant Program Acceptance, moved by Commissioner Teets, supported by Commissioner Jackson. Ladies?
Good morning, Dana O'Neill, Court Administrator with the Troy District Court, and this is Patty Bates, our probation supervisor, who is also our drug treatment court coordinator. This is our 5th year in asking for a grant from the state, and we're asking you to accept the amount of $146,000 for this year. Last year, we received $103,000. We asked for the increase not only to expand the number of participants that we can service, as a second judge in our court has now added a drug treatment court, but also an identified need was to add treatment dollars for available funding.
Very good. So you have a second drug court in Troy? Is that what you said?
Yes, there's 2 judges in Troy. One had an active drug court, and our second judge just began her drug therapy court in June.
Very
So
good.
it'll allow us to expand participants for both of them.
Excellent, excellent. Any questions? Commissioner Jackson?
So when you recommend service providers outside of the courtroom, Oakland County has several service providers. How is that process conducted? Do you have certain providers you send folks to, or what will be the procedure?
Well, some are contractual services that the county already holds, and we also use resources from other county departments like community corrections. The addition of the treatment this year will ride on a current contract the county has for counseling services for those who can't afford it. But other services, if Patty wants to speak to that.
No, that's.
Okay, so just that question is just coming from concerns that I've had from people like as far as traveling to certain providers versus other providers close to their residents. And just questions to me as a commissioner to find out about like why so many people are being sent to one place above another place.
Well,
It's contractual, you're saying, the contract's already.
The treatment will be the testing. There's currently contracts with 2 providers that have multiple locations in the county. But obviously, any service would be conducive to where the participant lives and works, so that we can make them, help them be compliant in the program.
And best practices indicates that you should have 1 or 2 treatment providers because it is a team atmosphere on our regular probation. We give them a list that's provided by Oakland County and whatever works for their insurance or close to employment, work, or home. But for best practices regarding drug court,
So the person on probation also has a say in where they go? Is there someone within the court system that I could raise these questions to? Because I know this is a combined district. Would it be you, Ms. Black? Sure. Okay, all right, I'll give you a call. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Jackson,
Yes.
Teets,
Yes.
McGilvray,
Yes.
Dwyer.
Yes, motion carries. Anything else to report this morning?
No, thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you very much.
Unfortunately, I'm not retiring.
Okay, very good. Next item, number 6, is Circuit Court Fiscal Year 2019 Michigan Drug Court Grant Program Adult Treatment Court Acceptance, and it's moved by Commissioner Jackson, supported by Commissioner McGilvray. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is David Bilson, and I'm very lucky to have
Jacqueline House Evanson, I'm the drug treatment court supervisor coordinator for the circuit court.
So, Jackie pretty much runs both of the drug courts that we're going to be talking about. The first one on the agenda is the adult. We received a grant from SCALE, which is the State Court Administrator's Office, of $307,000. Very happy to receive that grant. It's a little bit lower than last year because we combined last year Urban Drug Court. We received some funds from Urban Drug Court last year.
Could I ask you this? I have that last year you received $247,600.
That's correct. Last
So
year.
it's
For
it's up
adult
to
treatment.
For adult treatment court,
Oh,
but
adult
we
treatment.
have only, but we had
I see.
Urban Drug Court is what I was saying.
Oh,
was
okay. I'm
combined.
glad you
So,
clarified
No,
that.
that's okay. Thank you, Commissioner. So, the money obviously will help fund positions that we have. Judge Kumar, Judge Jerbo, and Judge McMillan right now chair Adult Treatment Court. We both have a male and a female program that I know some of the commissioners have attended before, especially the graduations, which are right down the hall.
Right.
So, and I'll answer any questions that you have.
Okay, any questions? Okay, so seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Teets,
Yes.
McGilvray,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Dwyer.
Yes, motion carries. Item 7, Circuit Court Fiscal Year 2019 Michigan Drug Court Grant Program Juvenile Drug Court Acceptance. Moved by Commissioner Teets, supported by Commissioner McGilvray.
Again, David Bilson, Jackie House Evanson to my left again for the record. Again, this is an acceptance of the juvenile drug court, which the grant we received from Scale was $39,000. And Jackie, correct me if I'm wrong, that's 49, excuse me, $49,000, so that's a little bit more than last year's.
Slightly more, 2,000 more than last year.
Again, the Help Fund Positions, Judge Brennan holds that, and she holds it again on Tuesday nights. You might be questioning why she would hold it on a Tuesday night, so
Why
the
is that?
juveniles can go to school during the day, so they
Very
don't
good.
have to miss school. It's at 6 p.m. In her courtroom. She's been doing it for a while with great success.
Very good. Any questions? Okay, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
McGilvray.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Teets.
Yes.
Dwyer.
Yes, motion carries. Anything else to report this morning?
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Well,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. Okay, our last item is the Department of Public Service Community Corrections Division, Michigan Department of Corrections Office of Community Corrections, Comprehensive Plan Grant Acceptance for fiscal year 2019, and we have Barbara Hankey. Morning, Barbara.
Good morning.
Oh, the motion, please. Take a motion. Moved by Commissioner Tate, supported by Commissioner Jackson.
Good morning again, Barb Hankey. I'm the manager of Community Corrections. And I'm here today to ask for acceptance of our annual Michigan Department of Corrections grant. This year we are receiving just over $1.7 million. While it's about $28,000 less than what we asked for, the good news is that it's about $86,000, or I'm sorry, about $89,000 more than we got last year.
How'd that happen?
Do a lot of things. They cut back on some of the monies and gave them to other counties.
Mhm.
But they finally saw the light and
Oh, good.
did the good works that we've continued to do
Perfect.
and gave us our money back.
Very good. Okay, any questions from any commissioners? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Jackson.
Yes.
Teets.
Yes.
McGilvray.
Yes.
Dwyer.
Yes, motion carries. Anything else to report, Barbara?
I'd just like to possibly address the question that Commissioner Jackson asked earlier. We do have an RFP process through Community Corrections that we put out a request for a proposal to several providers within the area to provide substance abuse services. Those services have generally included domicile care, not to be confused with residential treatment, but oftentimes that does happen. This past year, we only had 4 providers that responded. One of those providers closed a few months ago. So we're down to basically 3 providers, 1 in Flint, 1 in Detroit, and 1 in Pontiac. And so when you hear that people are always being sent to the same facility, that may be because we only have 3, and one of them is the one in Detroit is females only. We also have realized that we're not getting the bids because of the amount that we pay. Our per diem is only $55, which is not very much when you look at like former Community Mental Health, Oakland County Health Network. They're providing over $100 a day for substance abuse services. So I do have a plan this week, or begin early next week, to talk with Christina Nicholas from OCHN to see if there's something we can do to pool our money to provide more comprehensive care for those individuals.
So when you say domicile care, that's like 24-hour in-house treatment?
Well, they stay there. So they go to treatment there, they sleep there, but it may not be akin to residential, which would be like, 8 to 10 hours a day of intensive treatment. This may be only 2 or 3 groups a day with 1 individual. It's not akin to residential, even though they sleep there.
Okay. All right. And then even just going for testing, counseling, not even residential or 24-hour full-time care, is it the same process?
Well, we don't have, because we're not paying, Community Corrections isn't paying for the drug testing, so individuals have a right to choose their own provider. And as Ms. O'Neill said, they're usually given a list that they can choose from. However, in the court, if the court is paying for it, they can direct who they go to, and they may have 2 or 3 providers for the individual to choose from.
Yes.
And that may be why the choices are limited as well.
Okay. Thank you. And I could just contact you or Christina Nichols for further information?
That would be great.
Okay. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.
Okay, our last item is communications, and it's front of the court fiscal year 2019 access and visitation grant application, and we need a motion to receive and file. Moved by Commissioner Teets, supported by Commissioner McGilvery. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We're adjourned at, unless there's any other business, of course. Okay, we're adjourned at 11:21 a.m.